Hey, top of the morning to you guys. My name's Adam Swenson and I'm the Free Range Philosopher. I wanted to do a real quick video today about idioms. Idioms are phrases that have a figurative meaning that is best understood by native speakers because they don't literally mean what they say. And so therefore you really need context of living in a particular place or having some common assumptions or a common history with other people to understand idioms. So a good start here would be to say on the wagon. On the wagon is a term that means sobriety. So why does on the wagon mean abstaining from alcohol or even drugs or other things that are bad for you? So back in the 1800s in the US, streets were by and large not paved at that point, and so they were dirty and dusty. You think of the old Western movies that you've seen, and the people walking into the saloon and the dust is kicking up and flying all over the place, and so you don't want that. So there are wagons that would go around filled with water, and those wagons would wet the streets down and would keep the dust down to a minimum. So also in the late 1800s there were temperance societies, they were called, that were trying to encourage people not to drink, because of course drinking was a common thing then as it is now, and probably drinking to excess was even more common then. And so the temperance organizations, one of the phrases that they encourage people to say is, or sort of think, was, alcohol is so bad and is so bad for me that I would rather be on the wagon, i.e. I would rather be drinking the water, the nasty, dirty, gross water that comes out of those street watering wagons, than to drink alcohol. So that's where the phrase on the wagon comes from. Second idiom I wanted to look at today is the whole 9 yards. And this is, you could also say the whole shooting match, whole ball of wax, but the whole 9 yards, and where that phrase came from. Now there's a little bit of a mystery to this. I'm not going to get into all that, but where this comes from is World War II. There's a Browning M2 50 caliber machine gun that fed on belt-fed ammunition. So you had these belts are kind of chains where you had these, and 50 caliber rounds are huge. And so you had these long chains of ammunition, and they were linked together to the point that you had 9 yards of ammunition. So you had 27 feet of ammunition. So and the Browning M2 had an 1,800 yard range and was just a hellacious firearm. So to give them the whole 9 yards means you're unloading all 27 feet of ammunition. So when you say that, that's what the phrase means. The third one I wanted to look at is called on a wing and a prayer. And so on a wing and if someone says, yeah, we're going to try it, but it's on a wing and a prayer, that means they're relying on luck and relying on good fortune. Now this also came from World War II, when you had a lot of fighter pilots going out, and you had a lot of aircraft going, you had a lot of missions, you had a lot of people getting hit, but their plane isn't downed immediately. And so if you think about it, you're a fighter pilot in World War II, you're over enemy lines, you get hit, you're maybe leaking oil out of the engine, and you know that you've got only so long to get back before the oil all leaks out and the engine seizes up, or maybe you got hit in the wing and maybe you lost some of your controls. So you don't really have any choice other than to try to fly back in something that doesn't fly properly the way it was designed to. So you can't, you have to navigate getting yourself on the ground. You can't, it's not like you can just try and sneak back and walk home. You're 2,000 feet up in the air. So the phrase on a wing and a prayer means, in World War II fighter pilot terms, I'm shot, I'm hit, and I'm going to try and get home on a plane that is not 100%. So the last one, the fifth one that I wanted to talk about, is different strokes for different folks. So you hear this said as people just talking about going about their business in a different way. I got different strokes for different folks. So where does this phrase come from? This actually comes from Muhammad Ali, who knocked out Sonny Liston and Floyd Patterson, and this is when asked about the knockouts of Sonny Liston and Floyd Patterson, he said, I got different strokes for different folks. And that is the origin of that phrase. So thanks for hanging with me. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.